Hello, my name is ERuiz. I am an SLP candidate in CASLA 13. I am going to do my self identity autobiography and my racial background. Excuse me while I adjust this a little bit. Um, my culture, how I self identify culturally. I had an interesting upbringing and just an interesting cultural racial experience. Um, Being pretty much right down the middle 50-50 Caucasian and Hispanic. So my father is a 100% Mexican American, although he is second or third generation. Was raised in Baldwin Park, California. Had four siblings. Raised in a 3-bedroom, 1-bath home. I don't know the exact square footage, but it's pretty small. Yeah, grew up in a big household, strong Mexican influence. A lot of the extended family lived in the Monterey area. A lot of agriculture in the family, and on my mother's side is she's 100% Caucasian woman. I mean white mutt, German, French, the Swiss, all of the above as far as Caucasian goes. And she was from Long Beach at a time where it was the beautiful suburbs of Southern California. That was her upbringing. Went to Long Beach, Jordan. She has a brother and a sister. They each had their own room growing up. Very white family on my mom's side. My grandfather, I guess this is my roots in education, was the head welder and janitor for Long Beach Unified back in the day. So I say that because I really do look back on my upbringing and kind of all my experiences as being able to be a chameleon of some sorts with my racial identity. I at times have always struggled to culturally put me in a box, which has been interesting. I am referred to as a Caucasian male still to this day, and as a Hispanic male still to this day. Some people think I'm Italian. I get all of the above, and one thing I can say is that I kind of had the stereotypical of family on each side, meaning my Caucasian side was very small. I only have one cousin. I have a huge Hispanic family with multiple cousins, with multiple experiences. But yeah, no, I say all that because I have seen both sides, and in my own experience, been characterized as either white or Hispanic at different times. And why I think that matters now is because I have seen the difference, frankly, and felt the stereotypes depending on where people wanted to put me at that time. I was kind of raised in an affluent area myself in Chino Hills, California. And when I stepped out of that bubble into my collegiate bubble, I went from public school to a very private sector, University of San Diego, and I was playing football, and very primarily Caucasian. And I was automatically looked at as like the Mexican student on campus. And that had never been, up until that point, I never really felt that, being raised where I was raised. So it was interesting to feel that pressure, I guess, or the shift in the way people perceived me. And I'll never forget that shift at that time. And I kind of knew it was happening again because of my biracial background. And it took me a while to accept it. I was very confused at the time. But now I say all that because I think it totally has led me to where I am in the job that I do. Really, Options for Youth, where I work, we service the at-risk community, and a lot of my students are from various cultural backgrounds, and all of them, frankly, are brilliant young minds and deserve all of all of the opportunity that the world has to offer. And I think my own kind of experiences have led me to kind of search and really promote these equitable practices amongst our youth. Because I know, just based on my own experience, some of the difference in those upbringings and those experiences, depending on how the people around you perceive you. So yeah, that's kind of my own cultural identity in a nutshell. I could go on for days, but for the sake of this assignment, thank you for listening. And if you want, go ahead and leave a comment or a question, and I would love to follow up with you. Thank you very much. Have a good day.